While reading this book, I was thinking, maybe Rick doesn't have sexual feelings yet because he is a child. Well, so what message does this book send to young girls who might be in grade 3, 4? They are children. Good evening, Director Chanika, senior leaders, and valued trustees of WRDSB. My name is Carolyn Burjoski, and I've been teaching English to new Canadians in this school board for over 20 years. Like most teachers, I focus on my own classroom, and I don't pay close attention to what's happening at the Ed Center. However, I'm becoming increasingly concerned with the decisions that are being made at this level, and that's what brings me here tonight. A recent Record article reported on the school board's intent to cull both the libraries and teachers' personal collections of books deemed harmful. This culling was already underway at the time the article was written, yet the board could not answer the reporter's request for the criteria being used, nor how the team was chosen. No information was shared with teachers about the philosophy by which our personal collections would be judged. In the same article, a senior leader said he was proud of the new diverse books that the board had already purchased. On November 8th, we received a memo in which the board listed criteria for removing books. For example, a book that is misleading might be removed. Well, that sounds perfectly reasonable. A case could be made that some of your new diverse materials are indeed misleading. We teachers received a long list of books and resources for Transgender Awareness Week. Some of these books are a positive addition because they show diverse families and represent a variety of ethnicities. However, I am very concerned that some of the resources in our elementary school libraries are inappropriate for young children. The resources that I am now showing are all in K-6 libraries. In the book Rick by Alex Gino, a boy named Jeff keeps talking to Rick about naked girls. Rick is confused because he doesn't think about naked girls, so he wonders if something's wrong with him. Rick gets invited to the school's Rainbow Club, and he ends up declaring an asexual identity. While reading this book, I was thinking, maybe Rick doesn't have sexual feelings yet because he is a child. It concerns me that this book leaves young boys wondering if there is something wrong with them if they aren't thinking about naked girls all the time. Well, so what message does this book send to young girls who might be in grade 3, 4? They are children. Let them grow up in their own time and stop pressuring them to be sexual so soon. In fact, some of the books filling our libraries make it seem simple or even cool to take puberty blockers and opposite sex hormones. The Other Boy by M.G. Hennessy.
Ms. Burjoski, I'm just getting a little concerned that your content may be problematic. I'm not sure exactly where you're headed, but I would caution you to make sure that you are not saying anything that would violate the Human Rights Code.
Oh, I'm not saying anything that would
I'm
violate.
just concerned, so please continue. That will not count against your time.
I hope that that I can be heard because these are misleading books, and I'd like to tell you why. The other book by M.G. Hennessy chronicles the medical transition of Shane, who was born female and now identifies as a boy. Shane takes puberty blockers and is now excited to start testosterone. The doctor states that this hormone mixture will leave Shane infertile in the future. Shane's response is, "It's cool," a very typical adolescent response. This book is misleading because it does not take into account how Shane might feel later in life about being infertile. This book makes very serious medical interventions seem like an easy cure for emotional and social distress. And
okay.
Remember,
so I'm going to have to
Point of order. Point of order.
I'm going to point out that the Ontario Human Rights Code includes gender identity and gender expression as prohibited grounds for discrimination, and I am concerned that that your comments are in violation of that. So I'm ending your presentation.
No, you're not.
Point of order. Point of order. I believe the delegation is talking about age appropriateness.
Okay, so the vote was 5-4 in favor of sustaining the decision of the chair. So the challenge has been defeated And I'll just turn the chair back over to Chairperson Piatkowski.
Thank you, trustees. We're going to continue with the next delegation because I don't think that we can, just press pause when someone has been.
Point of order.
So I ruled that the delegate needed to stop. That decision was upheld. We're not going to hear any more from that delegate tonight. I ask that they be removed from the meeting, and we'll continue with the next delegation, which is Peggy Thomas from the Ontario Library Association. Not surprisingly, also speaking to the Library Review.